Welcome to the K through 6 informational session for the 2021-22 school year for the Hempfield Virtual Academy. My name is Brenden Cregan. I'm the principal of the Hempfield Virtual Academy as well as the Landisville Education Center. I mentioned before we're going to hit a variety of subjects throughout the course of this session, going from student readiness to the curriculum, the school day, responsibilities of the learning coach, some of the academic support that we have in place throughout the program, grading and testing expectations, technology, and then enrollment information. Some of the areas that greatly determine success in an online program for students are listed on the screen. Being an independent learner is perhaps the most important. The online environment enables students to learn at their own pace, whether that be on a traditional level, an accelerated level, or even requiring some additional time. So being able to learn independently is very important. Computer literacy. You don't have to be a computer expert, but having working knowledge of the internet for both the student and the learning coach, as well as basic keyboarding skills, are very important. Time management. Students and the learning coach must be able to organize and plan their best time to learn. The best time is not the same for everyone to learn, but the key is to figure that out and to commit to the time to learn. And then, of course, the personal commitment. There's no bells, there's no beginning and ending classes. Students must have a strong desire to learn and achieve the knowledge and skills via the online course. So making the commitment to learning the time to learn is very important. As far as the curriculum, the K-6 students will participate in asynchronous curriculum using Accelerate Ed, as well as Schoology, and it will be supplemented with synchronous learning opportunities provided by the classroom teacher. Students will be assigned a Hempfield School District teacher who will develop and provide learning opportunities both through the asynchronous programs, as well as the creating and developing the synchronous sessions throughout the school week. Teachers will be available for additional tutoring, academic support, and will have assigned office hours and can request additional time from the student to ensure that students are successful. Elementary specials are a part of the program, so art, music, phys ed, and library. Those programs will be largely asynchronous with at least one required synchronous session throughout the week. Assignments will be submitted for those specials through Schoology, and the teachers will be available through Schoology as well as email for consultation throughout the week. Students in need of Title I reading support, English language development, special education, gifted services will receive these services in a synchronous session during the school day. And students enrolled in the Hempfield Virtual Academy in need of special education or gifted services will work directly with the Director of Special Education to ensure that all the programming goals are met for those students. One of the most important questions we get is, what does the school day look like? This is just a sample. The school day will really be determined by the classroom teacher once the school year starts, and students will know about this and know the schedule in advance. But what it may look like is from 8:49 to 9 o'clock, a synchronous class meeting with the classroom teacher. Then from 9 to 11, asynchronous activities, which may include video lessons, which are assigned by the classroom teacher in the core subject areas. From 11 to 11:30 would be specials each day, and then a time is designated for lunch following that. And then from 12:15 to 1 o'clock, there may be a series of synchronous check-ins with the classroom teacher, whether it be in a small group, individual, or potentially large group again. And then from 1 to 3:30, asynchronous activities. But the teacher would also be available during that time for any type of check-in or any support students may need. Asynchronous activity will have due dates and times, so that if the student is working outside of the school day, this has to be taken into consideration. So everything will still have a due date and a time. With that goes attendance. So obviously the state of Pennsylvania requires that students be in school. For full-time cyber education students are expected to complete their assigned course activities each day school is in session following the school calendar. So 5 days a week, Monday through Friday on average, for attendance purposes. Failure to log in and communicate with the classroom teacher or myself will result in an unexcused absence. Excuse notes, much like they are with being in regular school, you must turn in excuse notes following an absence, either to myself or we will have a the attendance secretary at Landisville Education Center. After a student's been absent a total of 10 days, then the students would receive a second letter communicating that doctor's notes would be required for any additional absence. So that is the same as it is during a regular school. The unique part about online learning is Hempfield Virtual Academy students really have the entire 24-hour day. So from midnight to midnight, basically each day, to complete their asynchronous assignments, following the school calendar Monday through Friday. So that is a unique advantage. Now, keep in mind that teachers are available from 8:30 to 3:30 and can be reached by email and Schoology. So any assignments or any messages left after that 3:30 time, you may not receive a response or a reply until the next school day. Learning coaches are still a big part of the K-6 programming, and there's a couple different areas that learning coaches become valuable. The first part is in the learning experience. Learning coaches really are the teachers at home. So the learning coaches must be present during the school day to directly supervise, facilitate the child's education. They're responsible for primary instruction in coordination with the teacher, and they have to be able to dedicate the appropriate amount of time during the school day to ensure that the student's learning is occurring. Learning coaches have to understand the concepts in order to instruct and enhance the learning, because they will be required to further clarify and instruct students in the conceptual understanding and support the students' learning. And learning coaches will be actively involved in the instruction of lessons and interventions, etc. Learning coaches need to help the students structure their day, which is most important. Access appropriate lessons and materials that are appropriate for each lesson. They must be available to work side by side with the student throughout the school day. So it will be difficult to both work from home and be a student's learning coach. Learning coaches also will be asked to supplement instruction to enhance learning when necessary. Learning coaches also have a unique responsibility in regards to the home environment, providing a physical environment conducive to students' learning, closely monitoring the student's progress, notifying the teacher or the principal, myself, of any planned or excused absences, work with the student and his or her teachers to ensure successful completion of the curriculum within the allowable time frame, meeting deadlines, etc. Notifying the school of any immediate changes in contact information or academic status, and most importantly, again, providing students with transportation as needed to participate in standardized testing or other school activities they may be interested in participating in at the grade level. As far as academic support, students enrolling in the full-time cyber program work with the assigned classroom teacher, the guidance counselor, and the school to make sure that students are placed appropriately in their academic areas. Each student will have an assigned teacher that will monitor their progress and create interventions if necessary. Academic help is available Monday through Friday at the Landisville Education Center, which is where all the Hempfield Virtual Academy teachers are housed. So if you contact your instructor, you can arrange a date or a time for academic support to come into the building. And students and parents have continual access to student grades through the Power School information system in Hempfield. I mentioned special education services. Anyone who believes their child is eligible for special education services or have special education services, the school district will work with the parents and students to ensure proper procedures are followed with appropriate results. So we'll communicate with you regarding IEP and 504 plans. Now, we do have an intervention plan at the Landisville Education Center for the Hempfield Virtual Academy. Students, must maintain passing grades and appropriate attendance to remain in a full-time program. Students who do not complete attendance requirements, miss assignments, or have failing grades in online courses are subject to an intervention program. Tier 1 part of the intervention, once we see students are beginning to falter in some areas, will just be a phone call home to reinstate program expectations and to answer any questions that the student or parent may have. If the situation continues to occur, then an in-house meeting with the principal, the teacher, and the school counselor will be scheduled to determine any needed interventions for success. Review resources and complete a support contract if necessary, as well as review the Tier 3 expectations. Tier 3 expectations basically come down to developing a transition plan to either return to Tier 1 or Tier 2, or to return to the regular education program in their sending school to complete the following semester. Students in the Hempfield Virtual Academy are assessed in multiple criteria. There will be quizzes, tests, essays, forum discussions. All of those things are part of the student grade. Report cards will be available through PowerSchool and distributed by Hempfield School District at the completion of each grading marking period as needed. Students are required to participate in all school and state mandated assessments, so the PSSA testing. Students will be notified by the coordinator of dates and times and locations for specific assessments, which generally take place in April or May. And it is the learning coach or the family's responsibility to provide transportation for that testing. As far as technology is concerned, the school district will provide devices for students to work on, which we're working on a plan for that as we speak. In-home internet access is required to be able to enroll in the Hempfield Virtual Academy. The technology department will also have a help desk available throughout the school day, and that information, again, will be sent at a later date during the orientation process. Orientation for Hempfield Virtual Academy learners will take place on August 17th at the Landisville Education Center. You'll be receiving an email and a mailed letter at the beginning of August with all of this information as far as times and dates. At that time, students will pick up their technology supplies as well as go through the login process to make sure everything runs smoothly. A link is available on the Hempfield website for families to register their children for the Hempfield Virtual Academy, and that is an active link that is live as we speak. Any students who are new to Hempfield School District must complete not only the Hempfield Virtual Academy registration, but also the school district registration process in order to enroll in the Hempfield School District. And due to the nature of the program, we require at least a 1 semester commitment for the K-6 program. So students enrolling in a full-time program are required to complete the entire semester. So no students will be returning to their sending schools prior to the end of each semester. So for example, enrolling at the beginning of the year, the end of the first semester is January 14th. Students who enroll using the online enrollment form on the district website, students new to Hempfield must complete the district registration in addition to the Hempfield Virtual Academy application. Most importantly, students must enroll no later than Friday, August 6th in order to be enrolled for the start of the school year, which is August 24th. And all students and families are required to attend the orientation session at Landisville Education Center, in which you'll receive all the proper information and it'll be a good opportunity for you to ask questions. In the meantime, until then, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to either myself, Brenden Cregan, the principal of the Hempfield Virtual Academy, and my email address and phone number are listed, as well as Mrs. Maria Hoover, the Assistant Superintendent for Elementary Education. I look forward to speaking with some of you, and hopefully we'll see you at orientation on August the 17th.